Welcome back to another episode of Kicked, your journey through the wacky, wild, and wonderful world of gaming on Kickstarter. I'm your host, Amy Elise Brighter, and without further ado, let's get started on the 4 games we're covering this week. Our first game this week is called Leonardo, a game of art and death. At first glance, this game looks a lot like Monopoly. As you travel around the board, you'll be able to pick up more currency, buy properties, and buy pieces of art, while at the same time charging anyone who lands on your property a little bit of rent. While the concept may be familiar, they added some very interesting twists, such as the character of Death. Since the time that Leonardo lived was plagued by the Black Plague, you have the opportunity to switch into the role of Death, and as Death, any spot you land on pays taxes to you. It's kind of an interesting twist on a familiar genre, and they've done a lot of research to base the entire game on the life of Leonardo da Vinci. They've got 18 days left to go on their campaign, and they've already raised $24,900. They're aiming to hit $48,000 to make their game a reality. In addition, their game has some beautiful artwork, and everything seems really well designed, from the minimalist box to the figurines that you will be playing as one of the characters. So if you're interested in a little bit of art history, you may want to give this game a look. Our next game is a video game inspired by retro games, as well as Shadow of the Colossus and Proteus, to create a unique seafaring adventure. This is The Last Shore. The Last Shore is all about one young girl who's on a quest to find lost artifacts scattered across multiple islands in the world. As a result, she'll be able to appease the gods who have been threatening her and her family, and hopefully save the day in the process. They have a very beautiful art style, kind of inspired by 16-bit retro graphics, and they've got a lot of interesting exploration mechanics that you'll be using as you sail about. They have 11 days left to go on their campaign, and they're aiming to raise $28,000 to make this game a reality. So if you've loved any of the games that inspired this one, you may want to give The Last Shore a look. Have you ever wanted to build your own castle, rule over a kingdom? Well, this may not quite get you there, but in the process you'll be building a beautiful palace. This game is Palaces, and it's a deck-building card game that has you racing against your friends to build the most elegant tower possible. Throughout the game, you'll be bidding on different cards that you'll be able to add to your deck, and once you've collected certain cards, you'll be able to build up your towers. And you do have 2 towers that you must match exactly with the different materials available to you. In the process, you could be bluffing, which is highly encouraged in this game, to make sure that you drive the bids higher and hopefully help yourself out further down the road. They're aiming to raise $32,000, and they're already at $2,580, with 11 days left to go on their campaign. So, if you fancy yourself being a royal architect, you may want to give this one a look. Our final game this week is called Buy the Rights, and you are going to be a Hollywood movie writer, trying to get someone to purchase your idea. As you go around in this party game, you will be pitching different ideas to the producer based on the cards in your hand, which could be movie genres, actors, attributes, and plot threads. As you go, you play as many cards as you want and try to create a coherent movie plot. The producer then can choose to divvy up his $20 million between his favorite ideas, or go all in on one movie. As you go, you're aiming to be the writer with the most money at the end of the game. It's kind of an interesting concept and kind of stretches your creativity, as you can get as detailed as you want as long as you're including all the cards you've laid down. They've got 5 days left to go, and they have already pledged at $11,200. They're aiming to hit $15K. So if you fancy yourself being in Hollywood someday, you may want to give Buy the Rights a look. Those are all the games I have to cover this week. As always, if you have a suggestion for a game you'd like to see in the future, leave me a comment below, or you can find me on Twitter at AEWriter. And while you're on Twitter, you might as well check out invisible_gamer. That's the site I work with to produce these videos, and you can find all of our content at invisiblegamer.net. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Kicked.